Welcome to this demonstration of FormMaker by Isaperla. We'll start by adding a new form, so we give it a name, and then we go into design mode on the form. And first of all, we'll just change the page heading, and we're going to be adding client details. And here we can also set the background, and we can have a web page if we like, or add our own images. And in this case, we'll just set something called wallpaper, which is just a predefined image to sky. And the section is the area where you add fields onto. So here we're going to give it a title. Doesn't need a title, but we'll put one in. And then we'll start adding fields. So first of all, we'll put in a name field. And then let's capture the email address. Let's say we're at a conference and we want to capture some client details there. So we add an email field, and then lastly we'll add a phone field. And I'll put that at the bottom. The bottom just means it's going to add it at the end. And we'll add a little question as well. Why not? And we'll just ask the person whether they've enjoyed themselves. And that's a choice type field. It's something they're going to select. And we can have kind of as many answers as we like, really. Start off with a maximum of 8, but you can add more later if you wanted to. But here we just have 2, yes or no. Keep it simple. There we go. And click there, and we have a little choice field. We'll set this section to have 2 columns. We can have up to 5 columns, but 2 is quite nice for this size. And we will then add an image field. This is for no good reason other than showing you how image fields work. Select the field, and let's just select a couple of tree images. First of all, import your images into the form. You can do that with that little add button just above there. Once you've done that, you just select them. You can select as many as you like, and it creates, if you've got more than one, it'll create a scrollable image. Obviously, if you've just got one, they won't be scrolling. And here I've just set it to span the columns, so that'll use up the whole of the space across the form, rather than having 2 columns, which is the default for this section. And I can just play around a little bit with the sizing, and the max space between this field and the previous one, which is called line break. And there we go, so that's quite a nice looking field there. And we'll just go back and take a little bit of the space between that field and the previous field and make it fit a little bit nicer. And that looks okay now, so we'll leave it at that. Just go back and just show you how to set the settings. There's quite a few settings for the edit fields. Here I'm just setting the keyboard to be the email keyboard for the email field, and to the numbers keyboard for the phone number. But you can set quite a few different options on the text fields and the labels as well. So that'll do for now. And right, we've designed the form. Now let's run the form. So let's pretend we're at a conference and we're capturing people's details. And so we just type in a name. And notice how when we go over to the email field, the keyboard changes to an email keyboard. And we'll put in a phone number, and again the keyboard changes to a numbers keyboard. And then we just answer the question: did they enjoy themselves? Yeah, they did. And that's our little scrollable field, which has no real purpose. And now we'll add another one. So there we go, we put in the email address again. We can have multiple pages if we like as well on a form. This one's got 1 page, but you can have as many pages as you like, really. And we'll say they didn't enjoy it. And when you click that tick at the top, it saves the data. And now we'll come out of the form and we'll go into the results section. Now you see that's highlighted now. So that shows we've got results for this form, and we've got 2 results. And if we like, we can email that to ourselves, so we can then maybe load it in CSV format into a spreadsheet. That's quite useful. And there we go. I won't actually do that. And then at the end, when you're happy, just delete the responses. And that's all there is to it, really.